In Washington, D.C., 2079, the movie starts by immediately introducing the protagonist, an ex-CIA agent by the name of Snow. Snow is being interrogated by head of the Secret Service, Scott Langrill, and judging by the number of punches Snow is taking, you can clearly tell the interrogation is not going well for the Secret Service. Langrill is asking Snow about something that happened in a room, and we are immediately thrown into a flashback of Snow fighting a man in a black suit. Snow takes down the man he was in a fight with, and then picks up his phone, which was ringing. The man on the phone, Mace, urgently tells Snow that he's been double-crossed and that he should get out. Langrill asks who the man on the phone was, but it seems like Snow will not say, so he asks about what happened next. Back in the room, we see Snow talking to a dying man, another CIA operative by the name of Frank Armstrong. Armstrong gives Snow his army tag and a lighter. Right before his final moments, he tells Snow to protect something that seems extremely important. Seconds after, the police burst in, so Snow grabs a briefcase that was next to him and escapes. After a short chase on foot, Snow steals a bike, and the whole thing turns into a car chase with multiple cops on his tail. The chase leads to a subway station where Mace was waiting for him. Snow leaves the case he had with Mace, but he is caught before he can escape too. According to Langrill, Frank had arranged a meeting to sell state secrets, and somehow Snow killed him. Snow denies this and says Frank did not trust the agency. Before Langrill's men could beat Snow up more, Harry Shaw, another member of the CIA, shows up and takes over the interrogation. The flashback continues. We see Mace getting off a train with the briefcase that Snow gave him. He hides the case in a storage locker, but before he leaves the station, chaos erupts, and Mace ends up getting shot and arrested. Harry questions Snow about his backup. Snow discloses it's Mace, a detail he's keen to keep from Langrill. Armed with this new lead, Harry sets off to track down Mace, signaling the end of the interrogation scene. What an intro to a movie! Langrill heads to the Oval Office to inform the president of the interrogation. We are then introduced to the president's daughter, Amelia Warnock, who is on a humanitarian mission visiting a space prison by the name of MS-1. Amelia Warnock is concerned by how the prison is run. This is seen in how she grills the warden of the prison as he gives her a tour of the place. The tour involves Amelia interviewing an inmate, and as they prepare for it, the warden informs her guards that weapons are not allowed on the prisoner's side. But one guard ignores this and carries a concealed firearm inside anyway. Meanwhile on Earth, Snow is locked up in a cell where Langrill tells him of his fate. Snow has been convicted of murder and intent to commit espionage against the United States and has been sentenced to 30 years of stasis in MS-1. We then see Snow undergo the uncomfortable stasis procedure on Earth. Back in the prison, Amelia is trying to interview an inmate by the name of Heidel. The interview is not going well as Heidel does not seem to be in his right mind and is not answering any questions. One of Amelia's guards tries to make the prisoner talk with force, but unfortunately, it is the one who snuck in with a weapon. Heidel gets a hold of it and ends up taking down everyone in the room except Amelia, who luckily escapes from the room. With Heidel behind her, she runs to the control room and tries to hide, but the lunatic walks in right after. In the control room, Heidel frees all the prisoners in MS-1, causing a riot, and ends up catching Amelia anyway. But Amelia's guard, who was still alive, sends an SOS back to Langrill in Washington, D.C. Heidel escalates the riot to the point where he uses the prison defenses to destroy spaceships sent to observe the situation, which is when we see another inmate take over the riot. He seems more cunning and less crazy than Heidel. Amelia and the remaining survivors are taken as hostages to secure the inmate's safety on the order of this mysterious prisoner. Back on Earth, the president gets news of this, and Harry Shaw convinces him and Langrill to send in one man who can infiltrate the prison silently if their goal is to save the president's daughter. And Harry's recommendation ends up being Snow. Snow doesn't agree to the mission at first, but he changes his mind when Harry tells him that Mace is being held in MS-1. Up in the prison, the mystery inmate in control of the riot gets into a confrontation with a panicking prisoner and puts him down. down. He is injured from the fight, so he asks for a doctor to stitch him up. Amelia gets mistaken for one and she is taken to the leader, separating her from the other hostages. Langrel, Shaw, and Snow arrive at a low-orbit police department station and take over the situation. The prisoners are demanding a negotiation. They kill the warden by releasing him into space without a suit on to show their leverage, which is the hostages they hold. Snow notices that the prisoners don't know that they have the president's daughter, and after what just happened, Langrel decides to act on his own and focus on negotiations. A negotiator is sent to the prison, and that is how Snow sneaks in too. The negotiator tries to talk to the inmate's leader, trying to convince him that not all prisoners can be freed, and that they should release at least one hostage. They settle on Amelia, but Heidel refuses to let her go. Instead, he shoots another woman and tells the negotiator to take her if it's a wounded woman that they want, but she passes away. Meanwhile, the prisoners discover someone is trying to break into the prison. Knowing this was all a setup, the mystery inmate swiftly eliminates the negotiator and directs Heidel to chase after Snow. It is here where he admits that even though Heidel is a lunatic, he will not kill him because they are brothers. Snow meets Amelia and her bodyguard when they are on their way back to the rest of the hostages. He saves them from the prisoner guarding them, but since they don't know him, Amelia knocks him down and runs away with her bodyguard to hide in a secure room. Knowing they are safe, Snow sets off to look for his buddy, Mace. The inmate's leader finds out who Emily is through a poster lying around. But when he goes to get her, he finds out what has happened and orders for 2 engineers to come unlock the room she has hidden in. Snow is interrupted by Harry. It seems that the room Amelia is in is quickly filling up with nitrogen, so he needs to do what he can to save her before she suffocates. Harry helps Snow navigate the prison to find an easy way to reach Amelia in time before she suffocates or the inmates reach her first. And this involves a really cool sequence where he fights a guy in midair. Amelia's bodyguard shoots himself to spare oxygen and buys her more time, and Snow manages to arrive right after she passes out. He revives her through instructions from the LOPD, and just after they escape from the room, the prisoners finally open the room to find it empty. But Snow made sure to leave some explosives so they cannot be followed. Realizing that the guy they are chasing is getting instructions from somewhere, the inmate's leader cuts off all transmission, leaving Snow blind without instructions from Harry. Without prisoners chasing them, Snow gives Amelia first aid, and they get a chance to talk. Amelia discovers that Snow has been sent by her father to rescue her and not the other hostages. Snow then hands Amelia his map and a gun and tells her where the escape pod is so he can head for Mace alone. But seeing how helpless she is, and after an alert from the inmate's leader that he wants her alive, Snow decides to take her with him. Knowing the whole prison is looking for her, Snow puts Amelia in a prisoner's uniform, cuts her hair, and dyes it brown so she can blend in as one of the prisoners. Knowing who Amelia is, the inmates get more aggressive, and they threaten Agent Langrel that they will harm Amelia if they do not get what they want. Langrel asks what they want, but we're cut off before we can hear it. The president is now directly involved and is called up to the LOPD station, and back in the prison, a proper hunt for Amelia begins. Snow and Amelia, now both in prisoners' uniforms, blend in with the rest of the prisoners and start looking for Mace. They don't find Mace, and the camouflage does not last long. After a short pursuit, Snow is reunited with Mace. They can't talk to Mace, though, because he seems to have lost his mind. Amelia explains to Snow that Mace has dementia, which is an after effect of the stasis that all prisoners are put in, which is why she visited the prisoners in the first place. The short break does not last for long. The prisoners reach Amelia and Snow, and the pursuit continues, this time taking Mace with them. During the chase, Mace is separated from Snow and Amelia. Snow tries to save his friend, and Amelia notices that Mace is trying to say something about the case. Snow ends up failing to save Mace, and for the first time, we see him sad and serious. In the LOPD station, Langrel learns of a new situation. The MS-1 seems to be slowly falling towards Earth, and the impact will be within 8 hours. Snow and Amelia reach the escape pod, but it has only one seat. Snow sets Amelia on it with the intention of sacrificing himself, but Amelia stays back, saying that her presence is what's keeping the hostages alive, because her father will not attack the prison with her there. Amelia wants Snow to save the other hostages, and if he does, she will tell him where Mace hid the briefcase. So Snow agrees. A video of Hydel starts broadcasting everywhere in the prison. He is shooting the hostages every 3 seconds and asks Amelia to tell him where she is if she wants him to stop. Amelia tells him, but Hydel takes out the other hostages anyway. In that moment, Amelia comes out and tells Snow that she does not really know where the case is, but she just wanted his help rescuing the hostages. The inmates' leader finds Snow and Amelia in a small lab where the prisoners were used as guinea pigs, and after a small fight erupts, Snow gets shot and Amelia is captured. With the MS-1 falling, Langrel demands for the prisoners to surrender or they will be blown up. The prisoners, on the other hand, order Amelia to tell the president to call off the assault, but being the rebel she is, Amelia tells her dad to blow up the station. Harry finally gets in contact with Snow again, who we find out is still alive thanks to his bulletproof vest. Harry tells Snow to find a way out of the station as the situation has taken a turn for the worst. Langrel has temporarily stripped the president of his power and authorized the attack on the prison, meaning that in a short time, the MS-1 will be destroyed. Up in the control room, Hydel is throwing a racket about how his brother will not let him have his way with Amelia. The leader tells him more important things are going on, so Hydel stabs his brother and goes on towards Amelia. She manages to defend herself for a while before Snow arrives to help, stopping Hydel from stabbing Amelia and knocking him out with one punch. Outside, an intense fight is going on between the US forces and the MS-1 defense systems. The US fighters manage to plant an explosive with a timer inside the MS-1, giving Snow and Amelia 30 seconds to escape. Inside, Snow and Amelia are being chased by a mob of prisoners. But in the end, they get into an airlock where they get metal spacesuits and jump off into space just seconds before MS-1 explodes. The suits help them get into the atmosphere safely, and they safely land on Earth with parachutes. Upon arrival, Snow is arrested by cops before Amelia passes out, and the movie cuts to a shot of her in a hospital days later. She seems to have deciphered what Mace was saying back in MS-1, so she escapes from her room and heads for the subway station where the case is stored. She finds the briefcase, goes to the room where Snow was framed, and finds proof that Snow did not kill Frank Armstrong. After taking the briefcase to her father, she explains there's something she has to do, vital for proving Snow's innocence. In the end, we see Snow having a conversation with Harry again. Apparently, Frank was not selling state secrets. He was returning them, and it was Harry Shaw who was the actual criminal who leaked them in the first place. Harry tries to bluff, but in anger, Snow burns his face with Frank's lighter. Langrel arrests Harry Shaw, and Snow walks out a free man. Outside of where he was being held up, Snow finds a memory card hidden in Frank's lighter, and Amelia, who was waiting for him. After a little banter between them, the two walk away, and the movie ends. Well, that was quite the ride, wasn't it? What did you think of this story? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss any of our upcoming recaps. Thanks for watching.